All right, well, I'm back. This is the second time. God damn it. This is pissing me off. I don't know what's going on. This is new. This happened last week too. And I don't know if it has to do with this microphone, this port, or something. But whatever's going on, every time, like I get a few minutes into the show and I try to switch something up and then the sound goes out. So it's pissing me off. I apologize. I guess I'm just going to have to do the show by myself tonight because I don't know if anybody actually saw that I was trying to get to another stream. Um, anyway, I'm just going to do what I can to let people know. Uh, I don't know if I can post it on my YouTube or my internet or something, but there's nobody watching this stream right now. Oh, hey, there's fuck you. Somebody's watching. Uh, all right, fuck it. I'll just do the show for you if nobody else finds it. It's how we're gonna roll tonight. Anyway, I was trying to do the ritual before the sound went out, and fuck you. I don't know that it has anything to do with your microphone. I have a feeling it have something to do with my setup here. So, who the fuck knows? Lord knows I can't afford a new computer right now because I still ain't got no fucking job. But that's okay. I'll get one eventually. All right, burning the sacred wood. Clearing the air, clearing the air. There's lava. Okay, hopefully folks will find me. Sorry. Moving on. We got the bell. We're going to ring the bell. Let the universe know we're here. Obviously, the universe knows we're here because they're giving us some signals. There's some signals happening. Twice in a row, y'all. Twice in a row. I guess here's the thing. I should be grateful because my ass ain't on fire. It's cold, but my ass ain't on fire. So I can't bitch too much. Ring the bell. And then we got our, we just deleted the pathogen wand last week. But we got that setting on this thing. It wants to turn on. Oh, yeah. So we got our pathogen wand and beauty wand in one. It's a two-hitter. Do it all there. And this is for pathogens. You know, they're still trying to like float out that bird flu. We ain't falling for it this time. Just FYI. And then next up, we got the beauty wand. This is for our beauty and youth. And I don't know, red light's supposed to be good for tissue healing and all kinds of regenerative effects. I just don't know if it works. I have to use it to find out. And then we got our Prospera spray here in the house. This is for prosperity. Make sure you manifest the good and not the bad. And then finally, we got the Florida Water Chakra Anointment. And this is going to make sure our chakras are nice and spinning all the way around. Woohoo! Okay. Got the ritual done. I feel like it took way longer than it should have, but it's okay. We got there. We did it. All right. Well, y'all, like I said during the last stream, which it's going to fuck up everybody because they're going to go to that stream and they're going to see that it's over and they're not going to go to this one. So it's going to be a quiet house tonight. Anyway, as I was saying, it's been a crazy year so far, and half the country is freezing and under threat of some severe snow, and the other little corner of the country, surprise, surprise, is on fire again. So I don't know about what's going on everywhere else in the world. Probably some nefarious shit because we've all been preoccupied in the media with these things. But yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot has happened since we last spent time together here on the OraCola. So I'm ready to talk about it. I hope y'all have questions about your personal lives because I don't want to spend the whole thing on politics. That's boring. It's just not fun. Not fun. I got my reader so I can get into the books as necessary. And yeah, we're gonna do the show. So If anybody has a question, put it in the chat. If not, I'm just going to start throwing down cards and talking about shit. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling, getting my tarot deck nice and lubricated. P&G, general reading for the week. Okay, we can do that. I was about to do one anyway, so good minds think alike. And I'm just going to throw down a tarot. I'm not even going to spin the Wheel of Fortunes because you know that shady bitch will throw me something that ain't going to give us a good answer. If I wanted a bad answer, I would get to the emoji deck. That's what I would do. So over today, internet acting weird. Oh no, beer spilled, dog scared, grouchy, apologies. It seems like it's weird. You know, there's some heavy duty astrology going on, and I'm not 100% on all the specifics, but we've been in the middle of it for a while. So just know that if you get to the bank and there's somebody cranky in line ahead of you, and don't let their bad energy like come on to you. Like just try to put up your shield, your armor of higher vibration, and don't let the bad shit get you down. Just like, you know, I got frustrated with the stream not working, and I was trying to figure it out, and it wasn't working out. So I had to like regroup. I'm getting there. Ain't perfect, but I'm getting there. But yeah, here's a tarot card, just a one card general theme that we can all work with this week. Let's put it that way. It's a theme. And next up, strength. Man, we're going to need this because it's going to come down at us hard and fast and unexpected. I feel it this week. I feel it. I've already felt like just because it got cold, you know, you kind of slow down a little bit. You kind of hibernate, get in your shell, and just the energy is kind of funky. And tomorrow it's supposed to rain here all day. So I think everybody is just kind of getting into turtle mode. And so when you're in turtle mode, you're all like clutched in. You're all kind of like hunkered down and just ready for whatever blows come your way. You're hoping that crocodile ain't going to get you in just the right place where it smacks your shell, right? So yeah, strength. We need to just stay strong. We need to know that we have the strength to endure whatever comes down. We have the strength to endure, and that this too shall pass. It'll pass to something else. Always does. This never fails. Even when you die, you pass it on to something else. So this is the one true thing about life in the universe. Something else is always around the corner. Always. Anyway, there's your general reading for the week. Stay strong, kids, and vibrate higher. Okay. You're welcome. I'm on the wagon for 6 months. I hate life right now. Why do you hate life if you're on the wagon? This is the opposite of the wagon, what it's supposed to be doing for you. Being on the wagon is supposed to be a good time. And if you ain't having fun on the wagon, then you should probably figure it out. Like, why ain't it working for you? Like, is it because you're bored? Is it because you don't have that thing to soothe? Is it because you got some problems that you're trying to like work through on the inside, but your outside is trying to ignore it? You might need to sit with a counselor or a therapist or somebody, a different tarot reader. I don't know. I don't know nothing about being on the wagon because I ain't on the wagon. So I don't have no life experience to tell you about. You wish you could be on the wagon. Well, you can be. Why don't you just get on it? That's the thing. It's either you get on it or you don't. And I think the people who say they can't get on the wagon and they want to get on the wagon, it's because they prefer to be running after the wagon. Like they're always wearing themselves out running after it, but they're still on the ground. And they're using up all this energy they could be using toward making themselves a better person by running after this wagon. And if you're off the wagon, you might as well just dive on into it. That's my philosophy. You either get on it or you get off it. And if you're off it, you shouldn't be bitching about being off it. You're off it for a reason, to have a good time, to ignore your pain, to like get rid of all the shit that's bothering you in your head. The wagon is clarity in a different way. Then off the wagon is clarity in a different way. If that makes sense. It's two sides to it, right? Which ride do you want to be on? That's what you got to ask yourself. Which ride do I want to be on? The wagon ride or the not wagon ride? And I don't know what that ride is. I guess it's on foot. I'm assuming it's on foot. Going on foot is usually harder than going on the wagon. Wagon's going to get you there faster. You're going to get to conserve your energy. You might take some fun detours when you're on foot. You might see some scenery, but you're going to see the same scenery. And in fact, you'll see more scenery on the wagon because you're going faster. You get more ground covered. So it just depends on what ride you want. That's what just gotta decide what you want and then just do it. It's that simple. It's that fucking simple. It's like when they say if you want to manifest something, you just got to like imagine it. I assume that's correct. I just need to figure out how to imagine it in the right way. I'm working on it. I think it's different for everybody. That's what I've come to the conclusion of after listening to hundreds of hours of podcasts of woo-woo people talking about shit and CIA people talking about shit. Like I have to come to the conclusion that there's a general path, but the actual mechanics of it is different for everybody. Just like everybody kind of needs a little bit of a different nutritional thing. They need different stuff to have their optimal health. Everybody's got to have like different shit going on, a different technique to manifest the stuff, And some people got it figured out, and their way might not be your way. Anyway. Okay. Anybody else have a question? I feel like, I could go into politics, which it's so boring. It just is not my thing anymore. I'm tired of it. Y'all. I've got the post-election malaise where everything is just, the president that's in is doing all kind of crazy shit, like giving lizards and murderers actual medals of freedom. Like, what kind of fucking crazy crap is that? Why? Pardoning the son was one thing. I bet there's some more crazy shit coming down the pipe. I bet we will see some preemptive pardons for other people. And that's what gets me, the preemptive pardon. Like, oh no, they ain't been accused of nothing, but we're pretty sure they did something. Maybe they did or didn't. We don't know. There's just some rumors that they could have possibly, or it could just be in our face. Like, with Fauci, he fucking did some fucking crimes in front of everybody and God and creation, and nobody called him out that was holding him accountable. Like, people called him out, but nobody was calling him out who could have held him accountable. There's a difference. Anyway, I'm just whatever. It's like when I was thinking about, I was watching this YouTube on medieval castles. You know how you get in one of them rabbit holes where there's some history person with an accent talking about a castle and how people used to live, or at least how they tell you how they used to live, because you don't actually know, you wasn't there. So this fantasy about how people used to live and how your world was real small. Basically, all you knew was what was within walking distance or wagon distance if you're on the wagon. And then all you see is the castle. The castle that you have to give, your tithe to, your grain or your taxes or whatever. Or maybe you work at the castle, you're a day laborer, you're the smith or whatever. And that's your world. And you're not aware of all the palace intrigue because you're illiterate. You don't read and write. You don't know what's happening up there. You don't know how them people that are in the bigger castles who actually have control over you are working shit out. You don't know. But in the age of the internet, you have not only knowledge about it, you also have too much knowledge about it and conflicting knowledge about it. And so then you have a choice. You have to decide, okay, which thing am I going to believe? Which is my narrative? Which is my ideology? What plot am I wanting for my movie? And that's too much choice. People are not built to have that much choice. You don't need to choose amongst thousands of people on dating apps. You should have a choice between, X number of eligible people in your village that are actually of procreating age that could possibly be a good partner for raising kids. This is all the choice you're equipped to handle. You can't handle more than 100, what is it? They say 150 people is about all you can cognitively handle at once. Well, now we're flooded with people and it's just overwhelming and it's too much. I'm starting to feel it. It's too much. Yep, it is all bullshit and it is too much. Anyway, you got a question. If you need help trying to figure it out, that's what I'm here for. I'll be here another about half an hour. I'm just going to go ahead and count the time that I was spending, even though y'all wasn't there. Y'all was there, but whatever. I just don't have it in me right now. I just don't. There's a feeling. And maybe we'll come back in a year and watch this little show and see that we were right, that there was a reason. And maybe we'll come back and say, "Oh no, there was no reason. It was just, you was having a night." But yeah, feeling it, y'all. Maybe it's the sunspots. Maybe there's a solar flare. I hadn't checked on that. What's that guy? That Stefan Burns dude who does all the solar flare stuff. I don't know. There's probably 3 or 4 of them on YouTube that has a lot of followers, but it cracks me up every time they do their thumbnail. And this is the thing I need to get into this year. I need to get into the thumbnail game so I can start doing things like and stupid face and some giant headline or just like a mean face and some giant headline with an exclamation point and some kind of backdrop and maybe, superimpose some public figures back there. This would probably drive more traffic to my replays on my live stream. And it might even actually get me some live stream coverage too. But yeah, this is one of them things that I don't get. Like, why do we have to have this stupid face when we're talking about something? It's just dumb. It's like, what, you trying to insert something? You trying to suck in something? What? It's like you need a dick in there or something. It just, it's stupid. It's stupid. It makes me laugh. I would do it just to make fun of it. But yeah, maybe it's the Schumann resonance or something. For all I know, that's bullshit too. Okay. Well, since we don't got no questions, I'm just going to go through and start doing the actual list of our oracles. I don't need to spin the Wheel of Fortunes right now because I don't need to. I can just shuffle this deck. And I feel like if the world's burning or it's freezing, you might need some reading material because you're going to get bored there in the shelter. So I'm going to get some what did I call it? Litorical. The card deck has a biblio prefix. Is that, yes, prefix? And I just call it liturgical, but sometimes I get confused. Anyway, biblio meaning book. I think it's Latin. Who knows? Yeah, we're going to get some literary guidance. So this is something to read or study or take an allegory from. I don't know. Oh, hey, good to see you. Welcome. Guess y'all missed all the fun technical difficulties we had at the top of the show. Okay. Here we go. What should we consider from the world of literature? What is this? Oh man, I can't even read it. Kafka. Metamorphosis. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is gonna yeah, there's gonna be some changes coming up, y'all. So just get ready for it. It's gonna be some changes, and you might not expect them. You might not want to engage with them, but they're happening whether you want them or not. So just buckle up, either on the wagon or off to the side. Either way. Either way. All right. We do have another one from P&G. I don't know the Golden Globes were on this week. Oh, I didn't know. I used to know entertainment and watch all the shows. Will I ever get into it again? Okay. Yes, we did get into the Golden Globes. It did happen. There was no epic Ricky Gervais type monologue, which disappointed me, but the one that happened was okay. It's kind of a softball. Ooh, Book of Revelation. Yeah, I lost my whole thing about award shows. It was a few years ago. I used to be interested. I used to care. And I certainly don't anymore. And I think it's because I realized that most of the people in Hollywood are actual demons from hell and are not probably here to guide us to do good things. However, that is just my opinion. I'm sure there's some lovely ones sprinkled throughout because good folks get mixed in. It happens. All right, we're going to do the random number generator. Hold up. Got to pull it up here. Random number generator. All right, first thing we got to do is get our chapter. Chapter 7. Chapter 7 has 17 verses. 17. I am 16, going on 17. All right, chapter 7, verse 5. Chapter 7, verse 5. In this giant ass Bible. There just ain't a perfect one. Somebody needs to invent the perfect Bible. They all got problems. What is it? Chapter 7, verse 5. What does it say? Okay. Of the tribe of Judea were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. So this is just a whole list of people and things. I don't know what it has to do about your entertainment thing, but it may be that you need to get involved in some other stuff. Like there's entertainment. It's okay to be involved in that if you feel like you want to follow the Golden Globes or the Oscars. But also there's other shit. And it's totally fine to divide your interests. So maybe if you are interested in entertainment, look up the big award show dates, put them in your calendar, and then make an effort to at least watch part of it. And if you don't want to watch the whole thing, like you're busy, then make an effort to put a reminder in your calendar to check to see who won. And then you can keep your toe in while you've got your other toes in other things. That's what I think. I'm down with people not being into entertainment. I feel like the whole Hollywood thing is unraveling. I don't think it's going to be as important as it has been moving forward. I think entertainment will still be there. But you can already see the rise of influencers and YouTube and TikTokers and all the people who are out there just creating content. The man is definitely going to like hook into that. The only reason Hollywood exists is for programming. It's just a CIA front. So sure, yeah, there's people making art, whatever. But most of the mass consumption entertainment stuff is pure propaganda, and it's meant to indoctrinate you into a certain ideology or way of thinking. And it's a slow creep. Like they start the stuff early, they got a couple of decade plan. It's all worked out. So it's okay if you don't resonate with that stuff no more. It means you're, you know, vibrating into a different state of being where you don't need to be told what to think. You don't need to have your opinion shoved down your throat. You can actually create your own opinions, and you can seek out the art that moves you and not just the art that's served up to you at the cinema. Because half the movies that are made don't even get in, more than half don't even get anywhere near getting produced and distributed widely. There's so many little indie movies out there that nobody has ever seen. So many, or maybe like 5 people seen them. And some of them are probably okay. Some of them are probably good. Some of them are probably worth watching. But we'll never know. We'll never know. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay to leave it behind. If you want to get into it, just give it a little bit of your attention. Tiny bit. Okay. Hey Patrick, good to see you. I hope you're recovering well. Okay. Uh, AI hasn't fully hit yet. It will replace Holly. It's already probably done it. I have a feeling that AI is replacing everything secretly already, and we're just not aware. Just like we've had all this alien technology for decades, and they're just now letting us know for sure that it's happening. We just haven't really been aware. It's just been on the fringes. Oh, been a minute since I sneezed. See if another one's coming up. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. What? Wait, wait. No. I think it passed. It's like when you got to take a dump and you don't take it right away, and then you like wait too long, and then the feeling is passed, and it's just not satisfying no more. That whole thing, just like that. And it's not a bit. It's not a bit. It's legit. It's legit. Okay. Yeah, Hollywood. I think it's done. Speaking of AI, here's what. So Zuck and I talk about clones. I feel like Zuckerberg don't look the same as he used to. I think a lot of these people don't look the same, and it could be because they're drinking all that adrenochrome and it changes their DNA, or it could be that they're actually clones and they're just there to parrot the man's message. Anyway, I know Zuckerberg came out and said he's getting rid of the fact checkers, aka the CIA propagandists who were there to like make sure that no misinformation was getting spread. Yeah, I don't believe that that's actually happening. What I believe is that the AI has gotten so much better than we are being told that it can actually just steer the algorithm and the feeds in a way that they don't have to censor people. People can say whatever the hell they want. It's just that nobody's actually going to see it. If you say something that the man doesn't agree with, then guess what? Nobody's going to see it. You can find this out to be true now, but it's going to get to the point where it's nobody will ever see any of it. And it won't be censored. It just won't be shown. There's a difference. It's a subtle difference. But yeah, I just don't think that any of the stuff that's being announced right now as far as that goes is actually what you think it is. And I know some people are crying about it. They're like, "Oh no, now we're gonna get to see people beheading each other." No, that shit wasn't on there to begin with. And if it was, because you're looking into freaky stuff, the algorithm shows you what you want to see. It knows you better than you know yourself, which is how all them ads get targeted. I think it's gotten so good now, they can just fire all them people that was actually having to sit there and look at the thing that someone reported and say, oh, yeah, this is actually something offensive. Or no, it's not. No, they don't need that person anymore. So they can eliminate that person from the payroll, and then it all goes back up to Zuck. I think that's what's going on. The AI has just gotten better. And you know why it's gotten better? Because all you motherfuckers been playing around with it. All them people putting in their stuff into Chat GPT and all them other weird AI programs for the last 2-3 years has been training it up. So y'all are the makers of your own destruction in this regard. And I have no sympathy for y'all. Because I have not been playing with that shit. I have not deliberately not ever gone onto any AI platform and asked it to create nothing for me. Ever. And I don't want to. Just like I'm never going to take one of them like stupid DNA tests that they're only doing to like find people that have the certain DNA from the Anunnaki that they can use as like super soldiers and or create the bioweapon to kill you. So yeah, I ain't fucking with no AI. But all the rest of y'all that was, congratulations. This is your prize. Not only do you have fewer jobs, you got more censorship, but it's subtle. You won't notice. Anyway, that's my take on that shit. There's some tea for you. We're still pulling the tea out of the air. Because, yeah, there's so much tea. So much tea. I can't even like distill it down into a single tea leaf. It's just so complex and flavorful these days. It's all intertwined. It's all intertwined. Okay, Patrick, will Justin Trudeau fail up or fail into obscure? That bitch has been failing up his whole goddamn life. Ever since Castro jizzed into his mom. He has just been failing up and failing up and failing up. You don't get to like do full-on blackface, have it pronounced to the world, and just keep getting a job unless you're failing up. And let me tell you, there are people out there like that. There are people who are just, for whatever reason, this little simulation that they're running, their little soul came down into the body, and they're going to play this avatar. And this avatar is going to be the one that's always succeeding, no matter how much they suck. And it just happens that way. You get the lucky draw. You get the lucky draw. It's like, I guess, when you play them role-playing games where you got to roll the die. Sometimes you just keep rolling good ones and you get a magical journey. And then sometimes you just get the shit rolls, one right after the other. Most people get a mixed bag. But yeah, I think he will keep failing up, but we'll see what the universe has to say because, she might have a different opinion. Oh, I said she. Maybe it is a woman. Do a crystal. Well, let's see what kind of crystal might give us guidance on this. Because here's the thing. People like that, Trudeau, the recently passed Jimmy Carter, any of the Bushes, any of the Clintons, all these people who have been proven to have done awful things. Yet they are never prosecuted. They are never sent to any kind of tribunal. They are not beheaded in the public square. They just keep living their lives and, in fact, making even more money. So what I see for Trudeau is that he's going to follow the Clinton route. He's going to set up some kind of foundation so he can grift and make some illegal money. And he's going to pretend to be a charitable person, but really he's just going to be that globalist asshole consulting with different companies, running around making speeches. He might lay low for a few years, but everybody in this timeline has got a very short memory span. So he might drift away, just kind of lay low for a couple years and then start giving speeches to corporate people who are his friends, just, so they can launder some money to his foundation. And that's how the grift works. It's how it works. So here's a crystal that you can acquire to let you cope with this truth about Trudeau. Azurite, what does that say? Get laser focused. Yeah. Get laser focused. Get focused on what's important. What Trudeau is up to is not ultimately very important to you. Yes, he's part of the system, and yeah, the system's fucking with you. But what has Trudeau got to do with your daily life? Like literally, day to day, you wake up in the morning, is he there? Is he actually in your room? Is he farting in your face? Like, what's going on with that? If that's not actually happening, he ain't your problem. Chances are you got other problems like way further up on the list that you've been ignoring that you should probably pay attention to. And this is where we get into the whole, like trying to distract yourself from your internal problems with all these external things that don't actually matter. It's the same thing as like people who do the drugs and the drinking, or the over exercising or the whatever. They're trying to distract themselves from healing their inner self, their wounded inner child, whatever the trendy thing is on psychology today. Yeah. So get you some azurite and stay focused on what's actually important. That's what the universe says. Next, we got Goog. What kind of tea should I have in the morning? Just got a big order in. Ooh, hopefully a caffeinated tea, but I don't know if you have caffeinated stuff. Some people are anti-caffeine. They got all those, a taro. They got all them new mushroom, adaptogenic drinks. These kind of things come into fashion occasionally. Remember when yerba mate was a big deal? And then it was all about kombucha. Now it's all about the mushrooms. And not the kind that gets you high. The kind that are supposed to just, I don't know, make you feel good. I did buy some mushroom powder one time because it was on clearance. And it wasn't mixed to be a drink. It was just like something you could put in your drink. And I did put it in my tea a couple times, but it just kind of made a muddy mess at the bottom of my cup. And I don't think I actually got any of the mushrooms. And I sure wasn't going to like slurp that shit up because it kind of tastes, like mushrooms. So I have not tried any of the kind that are supposed to be blended. There's probably some horrible things in there. But you can order it on the internet. I get the ads for them all the time on my YouTube. Maybe they know I bought that can and it's sitting there in the pantry, barely used. I guess I could sprinkle it on my actual food, but that would be weird. Maybe I'll try it on some eggs. You can usually put anything on eggs and make it work. Eggs are like the base of anything. Eggs and rice. Okay. Here we go. What kind of tea? Ooh, the Fool. Try a new one. Start with one that you are not familiar with or one that you haven't had in a long time. It might be time for you to take a new tea journey. If there's one that you got sitting in the back of your pantry that you ain't tried in a while, like the mushrooms that I was just talking about, then yeah, maybe give it a whirl. But I would also include a caffeinated one if you are doing some big project. Also, you might consider one that's not caffeinated but invigorating. So don't do no chamomile or lavender or nothing that's supposed to calm you down. Do something that'll perk you up, like a ginger. But yeah, I think you should find some new tea. Might be time to go to the tea shop and expand your options. You can never have too many teas. They never go bad, like unless they get moldy. And why would they get moldy if you're storing them correctly, right? I got tea from over It's been 20 years I've got some tea that I still have, and it's still fine. I got 20-year-old tea in my house, and it's fine. It's just fine. So, yeah, there you go. And the fact that it's 20 years old tells you I don't drink it very much. But it's still good. It's like specialty now. Emphasis on the special. Okay, what we got here? All right, that was the last question. It's 9:53. I'll be here a few more minutes, y'all. I'm not like in a hurry to leave, but I do have a lotto ticket. Fingers crossed, I will win. I don't know, the energy is funny, but we'll see. And I'm going to figure out this whole like situation with the YouTube and the the microphone, because I don't know what happened. Like I unplugged the one that was there, and maybe that's it. Once you select it as your mic, you can't unplug it. But last week I felt like it went out before. Like I unplugged it because y'all said you couldn't hear me. So maybe it's the mic. I don't know. I might just have some dog hair in there. There's a whole shit ton of dog hair floating around my apartment right now. Plus, I got all the goddamn plants inside because it's been freezing every night for the last 2 days. It's supposed to be freezing another 2 or 3 days. Pissing me off. It's just taking up space. So I got the dog hair. I got the plants. I mean, the microphone might need to get blown out. Might need to blow it with some air. You know, just I ain't gonna do that. I was gonna be silly, and I'm not gonna do that. So, uh, what does that say? Oh yeah, y'all are talking to each other. It's a good microphone. It's just I have not actually messed with it since I set it up. So it could be that something got bumped, and it's a stupid thing. The light was on, so I know it was on, and it was working. And then somebody said they heard crackling, so I unplugged it, and then the whole thing went to shit. So it probably has something to do with me unplugging it in the middle of the live stream that my poor computer just cannot handle. So something to know. Something to know. All right. And this port, the YouTube, the internal microphone on here, I stopped using because it was crackly. And it is crackly. It does crackle. But so does this other one. So I don't know that that's the whole problem. Like I said, I think I know what it is, but I think my equipment is just all too old and doesn't mesh together. So might need to restart. Yeah, it could be. It could be that I just need to restart the damn thing. I don't restart it very often. I should probably do that. I should probably shut it down occasionally, give it a minute, and let it come back up. But it's so old at this point, I'm like, oh, if I shut it down, will it start back up again? Maybe these are unfounded fears. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? The energy is crazy. Okay. Oh, yeah. Goog has another one. Reading for getting used to my new gun, please. Oh, that's a good one to get used to. Yeah, definitely practice. So you want to go to the range a lot. Oh, a crystal. Maybe this is something you can hold in your pocket while you're at the range. That'll give you some clarity. I feel like the last crystal was also good advice for this, but we'll see. We'll see what this one says. Ooh, I just heard a gunshot outside. Something like it. Maybe it's a sign. Okay. Here we go. Crystal for Goog in the gun. Oh, we got two crystals. We got jade and appetite. Ooh, they go good together. So this one says, I can't even see that shit. Still getting used to these contacts. Get out of your comfort zone and Be the bigger person. Okay, this means you need to buckle up, Buttercup, and just suck it up and not be afraid of your new gun because you're sensing some fear here, sensing some fear around the new gun. Maybe some uncertainty that you can handle it well, or a little bit of insecurity about it because it's kicks in a weird way, or it's hard to load, or there's something about it that you're just not comfortable with. But yeah, I feel like those two things, just man up or woman up or whatever you identify as up, and yeah, don't just get in there and be the bigger person. Be prepared. I think a lot of people, when they start a new thing, they've got some apprehensions. They're a little bit worried that they won't measure up. But you know what? You are good enough. You can do it. It just might take you a little bit more time to get used to it. You might need to spend more time at the range. You might need to, I don't know, handle it at home. Just like have it around, have it on the coffee table, pick it up occasionally. Just get used to it. Just get used to having it around. If you got it up, like put up in the case all the time, and you don't have it around, how are you going to get used to it? Like if you've got a guitar and you're learning to play, but it's always in its case and it's never just out for you to pick up when you feel like it, you ain't gonna like noodle around on it. And I'm not saying leave it loaded around, but I'm just saying you might just need to get used to the idea of it. You might need to have the energy of the gun meld with your energy. Anyway, it'll happen. Good luck. Did I hear about the Trump Tesla guy reaching out to someone saying they were following? Yeah, I saw that. That's last week, Prance. That's all last week's news, just like the Medal of Freedom and the Golden Globes, all that. This is days ago. We're all on the fire in the snow right now. Unless something happened in the last day, and there probably is something that happened 12 hours ago that has not quite gotten to the actual like distribution phase of the internet yet. So maybe we'll see. There could be some more stuff that I'm unaware of. But for now, all I'm seeing is stuff about the fire, stuff about people being pissed off. Oh yeah, this is some tea I want to get into. So y'all, this whole thing about Trump buying Greenland and annexing Canada and buying the Panama Canal and renaming this. Okay, this is bullshit. Everybody knows it's bullshit. It's bullshit because it's been out in the open as the man's plan, one of his plans, one of his secret plans that he wants to institute in the world for decades. Decades at this point. The man has wanted to group the continents and the countries into little sectors. He's even created all kind of predictive programming in Hollywood about it. And it's just it's stupid. It's stupid. It's a dumb thing to get worked up about because first of all, it ain't going to happen overnight. If it does happen, it ain't going to happen overnight. We don't change territories like that. It just, there's a slow drip into it. It's like you got to kind of go into it a little bit this way and then let it sit for a second. And then you got to push a little bit more and let it sit for a second. It's like having sex with somebody for the first time. You kind of have to like go slow. You go slow, you let it sit, you let things expand, then you move, and then you don't start thrusting and getting into the nitty gritty until there's been some time for everybody to get used to the idea. The only other way that it would happen would be through an actual war, which is not what's being proposed. What's being proposed is some kind of slow drip way of integrating the things. And as far as Canada, fuck that. The queen or the king or whatever lizard's in control right now, I don't know. They ain't gonna be down with that shit. And we're not about to start a war with them because they own our money. So yeah, I think this is all just silliness. It was fun. It was fun to hear. And I think it blew a lot of people's minds who don't understand that this is part of the agenda. Like they're trying to push this through. And they've been trying to push it through for a while, but I don't think they're going to get there the way they think I don't think it's gonna happen the way they think. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. Our country has been its own self with a few exceptions. Like we've added territories over the years, but the thing has been itself for a while, since about the 50s. When Hawaii was added, was the 50s when we got Hawaii? I can't remember. Maybe a little bit earlier. But it's been, a few decades since we got any more territories. I don't think we're going to be getting Canada. Greenland, probably not. But honestly, if it happened, I wouldn't be upset about it because I probably ain't going to ever go there. So, sure, why not? But it's all about the man's agenda. And this is just him floating the idea to the mainstream, because it's always been there in the underground. But the mainstream normal people don't necessarily know about this plan. And so they're floating it out there just to see what people think and if they're going to revolt or if they're going to freak out. And most people don't even care. They don't even know it's happening. They're too embroiled in whatever's going on in their world. Remember that whole 150 people thing? Yeah. A lot of people are still not down with the internet. They're in here. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. It's a fun thing to consider, just like it's fun to consider that there's aliens. Just like it's fun to consider that possibly aliens engineered us to mine gold so they could, get whatever. There's a whole lot of things that are fun to consider, but I don't think this is something we need to worry about. What we need to worry about more than that is the reason why, the goddamn coast is on fire. That's what we should worry about. That's just literal incompetence and neglect by the people who should not be neglectful of our public safety. Those are the people who should be lynched and hung up on the gallows and beheaded in the square. That kind of stuff. It never happens. The incompetent sheriff generally don't get run out of town. They just kind of fade away, and then they eventually go sheriff somewhere else, because that's what them kind of people do. All right. What do we got? We got any other questions? Let's see what y'all have to say, because I can't see it. Desert Eagle. Okay. Wow. Okay. So yeah, you're just going to have to get used to that gun. What if Trump started to look like Theodore Roosevelt? Could he pull off the look? Oh my goodness. I mean, first of all, Trump has his own look, and I feel like he's cultivated this look his whole life. If you go back in time, Trump has always looked the same. He has been the same look his whole professional entertainment career. And I do call him an entertainer because that's what he is. He's supposedly a businessman. I don't know how much of his business he actually runs. Mostly he's the front man. He's the hype man for his business and his brand. And he's always cultivated the same look. So no, I don't think it's going to work out. I think you're going to get the same old Trump. He might change the color of his foundation occasionally. He might change the tint in his toupee. He might lose a few pounds or gain a few pounds, and the length of his tie might vary. But you're going to get the same old Trump, because he's locked in, and he's been doing it a long time. Oh, that was a fun one. Okay. Panama Canal. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I mean, I know there's a lot of hooting and hollering in the background about China getting all this shit, but you know what? China already owns everything. I've gone over this before with y'all. So if y'all don't already know that China owns everything, and then the man just lets China own things because it's easier to let China own things because there's just a whole lot of people there, and it's just, learning their language is too hard. It's just easier to let them think they own the shit and just kind of maneuver above them. The 20,000 drones that live in Greenland are probably all socialists. Maybe. Well, that is a Denmark territory, which is funny to me because the people that live there they ain't white. They ain't white. And I know the Vikings said they've been there for a while, but you know what? They didn't stick it out. You can't go into a country or a piece of land and claim it and then not establish roots and just maintain the roots. You got to like maintain the whole thing for the whole time. You can't leave and come back and expect to be, in charge. Just like we went to the moon, supposedly. We ain't been up there in a while. What if the Chinese are up there right now and they've been keeping it a secret? And we got a moon mission coming up, and we get up there, and the Chinese are like, "Hey, bitch, guess what? We already got the wonton soup on, and we got a special for lunch. By the way, we've been here a while." And the Chinese have been around, y'all. Listen. I have traveled a little bit. And when I travel, I always notice there's always Chinese businesses and Chinese folks in a little China area, even in weird little tiny places that you wouldn't expect, like in Mexico. They got that shit on lock. They know what's up. They know what to do. Their people ain't afraid to learn a new alphabet. That's why they're winning. What is it? It's 10. Is it 10:09? Okay. Well, I've been here for a little while. I feel like I need to go. Y'all, it was a little frustrating to start. I'm going to admit. I'm sorry, but I think we made it work. Everybody found us, and yeah, we made it work. Ooh, Lava put one in here at the last second. Where has all the dependable space housing built by Bigelow Aerospace gone? Oh, expandable space housing. I have no idea about any of this. This is some new thing. I'm going to be reading blind on this one. Oh, it's OraCola. Maybe you'll get an answer in a book. Yeah, I don't know about this conspiracy, but it don't surprise me that there's maybe there was some money that was supposed to go to some project that didn't actually make it to the project, It's how it works with the Trudeau and the Clinton Foundation. The money don't actually make it to where they're supposed to go. Where are those two astronauts really at? Isn't it sus? Yeah, I know, it's weird. They've been up there a long time. And I think longer than you're supposed to be up there, which tells me, like, why haven't they just been rescued? Maybe it's a country thing. Okay. Here we go. Lava. We got, The Wind in the Willows. It went off to some fantasy world. Yes, indeed. There's some kind of little frog, toad, and little things decided that they was just going to wander off with that shit. It never was supposed to exist in reality, only in fiction. And they look the same in every video. Yeah, I've not gotten into the astronaut thing. Like I said, I've got limited mental capacity for this stuff. So anyway, I don't know what's up with them astronauts. I'll have to look into it. What I want to look into is if I won some lotto money, because Lord knows I need it. It's 10:11. I've been around for at least an hour at this point. So we're going to pray for some sevens. And I hope y'all are having a good week, even though I feel like there's some tension in the air. And it looks like we did not win. Bum, 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 bum. Wow. Didn't feel like a winner to me, but I wasn't going to say it before I scratched it. Anyway, y'all, it's been fun. I always enjoy doing the show, even when it's weird and it gets technically difficult. I will look into my microphone situation, but regardless, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. I hope y'all don't get too embroiled in none of the crap that actually isn't what you need to focus on. And I hope that, wherever you live don't catch on fire from negligence and ill will. Anyway, y'all stay warm this week. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.